We are the Wisco Wanderers. Ready to hike?
I'm ready.
All right, everyone, this is where the Shenandoah River, which is coming in from what is straight ahead of me right now and to the right, my right, and this is where it meets the Potomac. That's the meeting place right there. And then this is where we're headed, this direction, heading north. There's Miss Pure Beauty. And then over here is the Potomac. Coming down to meet the Shenandoah River here at Harper's Ferry. I'll just come over here to show you where Harper's Ferry is, right there where we just came from. And this is day one of our Appalachian hike.
This is where we're going. That is UB up ahead. I don't ever worry about him getting ahead. I usually catch him. From Harper's Ferry. Now I'm in Maryland, state crossing. Hang on.
And I'm in West Virginia. And now I'm not. One state kind of down.
Sort of.
Entering Maryland. Should be in Maryland for a few days.
We'll get back to West Virginia, but not for a while. We're definitely climbing. This is one of those paintbrush switchbacks. That's what I call them because this one is longer, but we've had a fair number that haven't exactly been that. They're still switchbacks, but they're a little steeper. And you can see from the trail that it's definitely got some rocks. We'll see if this continues.
I don't know if you can make it out, but there's about a 15 to 20 foot wall of stacked rocks to make the wall of the canal, which is right there. The way they transported goods inland from the coast, this would have been flooded with water in the day. But this wall goes on for at least, now it's been a mile. Just the amount of effort it must have taken to accomplish building that back in the 1800s with limited tools. Hey everybody, Yuba, Uncle Buck here, UB, collecting spring water out of this pipe that someone probably many years ago placed for us so kindly. It's either get water here, which is about 100 feet down from the top of the hill where we're camped, or we have to go another 3/4 of a mile to the bottom into almost the valley before we get to another spring. So this is really working out nice. Now this is a seasonal spring, so it can go dry. The other spring down lower is year-round, and it does not go dry, or has not gone dry in many, many years. So anyways, I'm about ready to start filtrating water for us.
Filtering?
Yep. For drinking, cooking, and washing up. So
It really does look like a trickle.
it is a trickle, but it's really clear water.
Oh yeah, look at the bag.
So that's all I got for right now. Why don't you, I'll get this sealed up and then we'll filtrate. There we go.
Do you remember how to do it?
Yeah.
I do not, so I'm grateful that you remember.
This bag, you can run over it with your car, and apparently it will not break. Of course, it's watertight seal of the end I was just filling. I'm going to take this cap off. Here's my filter, a Sawyer's squeeze. It has a directional arrow for water flow. Screw that on, and then we'll pop the top, and then I need a bottle.
Can you get it?
Yep.
We have our bottles sitting here.
And I'm going to have Deb, I'm going to start this, but then I'm going to have Deb turn off the camera so she can help me. It's much better with a two-man job.
It actually goes quick once you get the water in there. In the CNOC, I mean.
And there you go.
Okay, time to pause.
Hey everybody, Uncle Buck here. End of day one, leaving Harper's Ferry and ending up at the Ed Garvey shelter. Highlights for today for me, that we got a lot of miles, well, what was it, 7.5 miles
roughly.
And really didn't have any issues. We had a nice steep incline for a few miles, and that went well. Kind of rocky at times, but thought over well. So for me, the highlight was just that everything went fairly well. How about you, Deb? You got any highlights?
Yeah, so I have a couple. My first highlight was I didn't even realize we were walking on the bicycle trail from Pittsburgh to Washington, D.C., that coming out of Harper's Ferry. So that was our first 2 miles, and that was just kind of fun to be on the trail because Dan and I have talked several times about someday bicycling the trail, so that's kind of on our someday list. And on that trail, we saw a lot of turtles,
Big ones too.
Yeah.
Big ones with lots of babies.
Yeah. And so anyway, I could not identify what kind they are. I was trying to figure out if they might be terrapin turtles, because isn't there a team?
Well, the Maryland University is called the terrapins, but I don't know if that's a type of turtle or just another name for turtle. I don't know if it's an
I think it's a
but
species.
anyways,
Yeah, it doesn't
regardless.
matter. Anyway, so we saw just a lot of turtles, and they were in such big clusters of like almost a family. Anyway, the other highlight that I had was achieving the top of the slope, and then we got to this part of the trail that was very what we call cruisy, because it was just kind of flat and not a lot of rocks and just easy to walk. And so I really liked that. That was fun. Our campsite is wonderful.
I'll show you the tent here.
Our campground here is really nice, actually.
Yeah.
We were told that it has one of the nicest shelters.
Yeah, we'll show you the shelter
Maryland.
when we get up that way.
I took some pictures of it.
Oh, you did already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in Maryland now, so we're just briefly in West Virginia in Harper's Ferry, and the minute we crossed the Potomac River, we're in Maryland. Yeah. So, anyways, what else? Game.
Did you have any challenges?
Challenges. Well, I think setting the tent up was a bit of a
we're still
challenge.
Struggling with that because the floor mat doesn't exactly align with the.
Yeah,
I keep calling it the floor mat. It's not called that.
It's the footprint.
The footprint
Yeah.
doesn't align correctly with the walls of the tent. So
yeah,
anyway,
it's supposed to be made for that tent,
Yeah.
but for some reason, and it's probably us, we're newbies with
User
this
error.
tent. Our previous tent that we really liked just was such a piece of cake to set up, and this one's just giving us a little more trouble. But anyways, I think we filtered water. That took about an hour because the spring was giving us about 1 liter of water every 5 minutes.
Just a trickle, really.
So, and we wanted quite a few liters of water for tonight and tomorrow morning for dinner, breakfast, drinking in between, all that kind of stuff, washing dishes, washing us. Yeah. So anyways, so we have, there's chores to do when you get to camp. But
the only other thing is
yeah.
tomorrow. What's our plan for tomorrow?
Well,
Do you want to tell them what the schedule looks like?
Well, we'll get up at some point, and whenever we leave, we leave. And we've got, I'm shooting for the Rocky Run shelter. I think that's what it was called.
Yeah.
And that's in about 9.3 miles. And it's a lot of just kind of little tiny ups and downs. So nothing real major, except for just before we get to the shelter we're going to stay at tomorrow night, there's a bit of a long, steep downhill, which if anybody's walked a long time downhill, you can find out how your knees, you think downhill, woohoo, great, but your knees really kind of get angry with you after a while. So anyways, we'll see how it goes. But for our first day, we're sitting here, we've had supper in our belly, and I'm feeling good.
I'm feeling great.
So we can't ask for more than that. So for now, this is Uncle Buck and Pure Beauty saying so long.
And happy wandering.